Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are about to transform another Evo. This time I've got my friend Josh's Evo. You may have seen this on the channel a couple of times. We recently put his aero front lip on the car, made a video on that. We also painted his factory strut bar. But today, as you can see, we've got a couple of new parts to go on the car. So we have some new worker motion wheels to put on the car, and now obviously you can notice they're very similar to the wheels that are on the car currently, but unfortunately those are some replicas of these wheels and they don't have the best offset. So yeah, he's going to the proper wheel, and as you can see on the box there, they are 18 by 9.5 and they are plus 20, so it's going to have a nice sort of flush look. And also being a lot lighter. These wheels that are on the car are replicas and they're quite heavy, so you should feel a bit of a difference, plus you can go a bigger tyre. So as you can see, these do look very similar, but the fitment isn't really the best. They're a little bit inside the guards. I think they're 18 by 10. I'm not sure what the offset is, but yeah, as you can see, they're not exactly flush like the new ones will be. And then also we have this bunch of red piping to go on the car. So we've had some upper intercooler piping, which is these two, and some blow-off valve piping. So these are actually off my car, and I got these powder coated red for Josh. I sort of guessed the colour. He wanted them the same colour as the strut bar that we recently painted, which is the sort of same colour as the Brembos. So I haven't actually checked this yet. It looks pretty close to me. So yeah, I went to the powder coaters and just picked out a red that I thought was similar. So yeah, these look pretty much spot on. Might even pop the bonnet in a sec and just compare it against the strut bar we painted last time. But yeah, he has all stock piping on the car at the moment, so this will actually make quite a bit of a sound difference, I think, from memory. When I first got my car and did the upper intercooler piping, it really transformed the car. Like, it sort of heard the turbo spool a lot more. It probably gives a little bit extra power, but I felt the turbo was spooling a little bit sooner and I could actually hear it coming on, which is, you know, definitely nice. When you're driving the car, you do want to hear the turbo. So we're about to head off to Tyre City to get these his new tyres. He's getting some 265/35 Salem RO1s, the same as what I run on my car over here. So yeah, they'll be going on to the wheels, and the wheels going on the car today. It does have coilovers on the way, some MCA Pro Sports I believe, but they aren't ready yet unfortunately, so just the wheels are going on now and then the piping this afternoon. So yeah, I'll pop the bonnet now and we'll see. Let's see how I did picking out this colour to try and match it to what I painted for him last time. Alright guys, so here's the two next to each other. So this is one that I painted previously for him and did a video on it, so I'll put a link to that in the description. And this is the one that I got powder coated for him, which I tried to sort of match the colour. It does look a little bit brighter, but it's kind of not really that noticeable. We'll see once it's all on, but we're also going to paint this battery terminal cover today in the same red that we used on this guy, so they'll sort of match and the piping will all match. Yeah, as you can see, still got the stock mesh upper intercooler piping. I don't know why Mitsubishi gave us this stuff. It does expand under load apparently, and it, as you can see here, the reduces down all the way back, whereas the new stuff will be the same size, both pieces. And then obviously, yeah, also the blow-off valve piping will be replacing. So I think it's going to look amazing. He's really happy with the gloss red, something a bit different rather than sort of wrinkle black or titanium or something like most of us seem to have. It's going to be a sort of red and black theme. As you can see, he's got red number plates, red badges and red pinstriping on the car, so it's all sort of black, white and red theme. So yeah, I think it's going to look amazing. So what we'll do now is we'll head off to the tyre shop, get these wheels on, and after that we'll head home and we'll get all this piping on and we'll show you how it's all looking by the end of the day. Right guys, we just got back from the tyre shop, so we have the new wheels on. Car's in the garage, so kind of hard to show you, but there it is on the back. The fitment is so much better now. So there's a side on view, as you can see. That's perfect fitment now, nice and flush. Just got to wait for those coilovers to come, so it'll be a little bit lower. But yeah, so we've got those on. Next thing we've done is now we're about to start on all this piping that we have. But we just got home. The first thing we did was we ripped the front splitter off, which is actually sort of holding the under tray as well. So have the under tray, should be all loosened now. We'll just double check. We've done the guard lining is now loosened. The bolt's out this side, so you get the bolt the other side. But so now, yeah, we just need to basically take the front bumper off, this cooling panel, and this snorkel, because we need to get the possibly take the airbox off. We might not. We'll see how we go. But we need to get down here. So yeah, we'll. I've done a few videos on taking the bumper off, or shown it in a few videos, including the one where we put the front lip on this car. So I won't really go through that again. But yeah, we're going to get all that done. We'll take the front bumper off, and then we'll show you how you actually get your factory intercooler piping and blow valve piping off. Okay guys, so we got our front bumper off. As you can see, we've taken the airbox snorkel off, so we can get to this intercooler piping, blow valve piping. So I have a bolt down here that I want to undo, and one here going into the blow valve, and that's just going to all pull out. For the intercooler piping, so I've already loosened this one. We've got one here, 2 and 3, and then one at the back down there. So luckily the car's cooled down a fair bit, so I won't burn myself trying to get that one off. And then we just have 2 more here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace that one with this one here. We've obviously got our reducer here for the back, because as you can see, the intercooler piping that comes from the factory, it kind of reduces down to a smaller size here, and then this mesh here is smaller than this, whereas our upgraded upper intercooler piping that we're putting on, these 2 larger pieces, are the same size all the way. So rather than the size going down here, it's going to be down here into the turbo. So we'll need, yeah, an extra clamp for back there, as we'll need 2, one smaller size. So yeah, what we'll do is I'll undo all these and we'll pull this off. So when I originally bought my car, it's one of the first ones I did, and I actually did it without taking the front bumper off. So it is possible. You sort of undo these 2 bolts here and sort of lean the bumper back a bit. So you can either get a Phillips head or a 10mm into these 2. So I managed to do that without taking my bumper off. It was pretty hard, but if you haven't ever taken your bumper off before, it is possible. The reason we actually didn't do it that way today, we were originally going to, was one thing I forgot to mention at the start of the video we're changing, is we're removing this piece here, which is a cover, and changing it to the same as over that side. So we're going to put a piece of mesh here. As I've done a foglight delete kit on my car, I have this extra piece here, which is just a mesh piece, so it'll look the same all the way around rather than being blocked off on one side. It'll be just open mesh all the way around. So to do that, we need to take the bumper off, so that's why we did that. But yeah, start. Gonna get these 2 off, and I think we're just going to have to run up to Bunnings to get some more little mini clamps for our blow valve piping, as I forgot that I used them all when I changed the titanium one, so we'll need a few more. So yeah, we're going to get all this off and then show what that looks like, and then we might just have to run out and grab some more supplies. Okay guys, as you can see, I've got everything loosened up, so just basically want to work this out. It's this piece. Off. As you can see, that is rubber inside. It's got a lot of flex to it, so yeah, that's one bit. Get this I'll just slide these down. to the second one. This one has really melted itself on there a bit. Yeah, so that's these bits off. Now next we just have two 12mm bolts here, and then also these two more to loosen there, and we can pull this last piece off, and that's your upper intercooler piping off. Alright guys, just a small update for you. Pulled off the factory blow-off valve piping, as you can see. So here's the comparison between the two. I just kind of mocked up the new one by putting a couple of silicone couplers on, and surprisingly, which I didn't expect, this factory one, which is rubber, is like easily twice the weight. So a little bonus weight removal mod. And we just went and picked up a bunch of these clamps from Bunnings. They were 21 to 44mm hose clamps, so they were a couple of bucks each. So yeah, gonna 2, 2, and 2. Slide that on and we're done. I'll just currently move this battery terminal cover off the car because I'm actually painting that with the same paint I used for this, so that'll all kind of flow a bit better. So yeah, I'm about to throw this blow-off valve piping on now, and yeah, we'll see how it looks. Alright guys, a bit of an update for you. Just finished putting the blow-off valve piping on. So I've got two clamps here on the very bottom, two clamps here in the middle, and then two towards the blow-off valve. So it's basically almost resting against the airbox there, and it is very close to this MAF sensor, but I think it should be okay. In the middle of painting this little cover for the sort of battery terminal cover thing, whatever you call it, and I had a bit of a fail. Seems like I left a little bit of residue from the cleaning chemical I used on the top of it, and it actually bubbled as I put a third coat or second coat. So I've just sanded that back. I'm just going to try it again. But now what we're going to do is going to put this upper intercooler piping on. So to start off, I'm going to put this down the bottom, this one at the top going into the turbo, then we're going to connect these two pieces and just try and put it all on as one. So yeah, I'll build it up now and show you what it looks like. And the last thing we've done is now I have removed this piece of sort of plastic that's meant to be mesh, kind of like that side in the fog lights. And as you can see, we've now put the mesh on there, which looks a lot better. So yeah, I'll give you a good look at that once we get the front bumper back on, but I feel like that's a great thing to do if you have the GSR and it has that blacked off. Just find someone who's done a fog light delete, and you can use that little piece, because that's actually come off my fog lights because I'm not using them. I have the full OEM fog light delete kit, so yeah, I feel like it looks a lot better like that. But yeah, so now it's time to get this upper intercooler piping on. Right guys, ended up just getting the intercooler piping just done. So yeah, like I did say, that we connected these two pieces. So we put this on the back, this one down here, and then we just connected these two by putting this hose on, and just put these on loosely, and then just kind of slid it into place. So yeah, as you can see, it is all together and done now. I just put this snorkel back onto the factory intake so you can get the full idea. As you can see, it looks amazing, and I guarantee it is going to make a sound difference. What I was actually going to do today was, before we changed it, I had a new microphone on the way that I was going to mount the GoPro onto the bonnet and feed a line for the microphone coming down into here, and sort of stick the microphone to the airbox or something, just so we can get some in-car engine sounds to show the difference. And my microphone didn't arrive, and of course now it's arrived as we just finished. So maybe I'll do that today, but future videos we'll be able to mount a microphone down into the engine bay and sort of get some sounds. But yeah, that's where we're up to now. I think what we'll do now is get the front bumper and everything all back on, get the car back together, and then yeah, show you the end result with the wheels and all the piping done. But yeah, I think it looks absolutely amazing. was just telling Josh you should probably just take this back off that I painted and just take it to the powder coaters and get it done in the same colour just so it flows. It's not far off, it's just these are a bit brighter than that, but yeah, it still looks really good. But yeah, I can't stop staring at it basically. It looks amazing. So anyway, that's enough for now. Let's get this front bumper back on and show you the car all put back together. Alright guys, as you can see, the car is all back together. Have new wheels on. Definitely got a bit dark on us, so really can't show you the wheels the best, but I will swap the cars over in a sec, put it outside just so you can get a better look at them. But so I'll show you the engine bay now. Everything's back together. As you can see, it all flows really well. So ended up painting this battery terminal cover thing. I had to sort of strip the paint the first attempt I had at it. The paint kind of bubbled. I think I may have left some sort of residue of a cleaning chemical I used to clean it down first on there. But I ended up putting a base coat, this like the metal cast paint base coat on there, which actually I feel like made it a bit brighter. So now it suits these two pipes a little bit more. It's kind of a similar colour to these, more than the strut bar, which is actually the same can of paint. So that kind of worked out well. So if he decides to end up taking this to get powder coated the exact same colour, so it all is perfect. I feel like this one's pretty close now. But yeah, engine bay looks amazing. This actually still needs to dry a little bit, so I've just sat that on there loosely. What we're going to do now is just take the car for a quick drive, make sure there's no leaks, nothing pops off or anything, which should be safe because we've tightened everything down fairly well. But yeah, take it for a quick spin, come back, let this dry for a little bit longer, and yeah, I'll see if I can get just a shot of the wheels outside the garage. As yeah, the car doesn't have the suspension on yet, so it's still sitting a bit high, but the fitment is a lot better. So yeah, we'll take it for a spin and we'll show you the wheels once we get a bit of light. Alright guys, so we're currently just taking the car for a spin to make sure there's no leaks, none of the piping's popping off or anything. And he has a super loud blow-off valve, but other than that, before you couldn't actually hear any turbo spool at all. So now we're definitely hearing the turbo spool up. Obviously it would be a combination of the blow-off valve and the intercooler piping. Yeah, it sounds great. Finally a bit of spool sound for him, which I was just saying when I first got this intercooler piping for my car, I definitely noticed the difference immediately. It's not like crazy loud like having an intake or anything, but it does give you a bit of extra sound. So yeah, now it's going to go park up, see if we can find somewhere to park up to show you the wheels, because as you can see it's dark outside, so I do want to just show the car with all the parts back on, so the wheels and the engine bay all done. So yeah, we'll show you that once we get there. Alright guys, fortunately we couldn't find any car parks that were open with a light that were nearby, so just brought it back home and lighting up the car with this light here. So I sort of give you a good look at the wheels. So yeah, it looks amazing. Like I said, coilovers are coming in the next couple of weeks, so get rid of that gap there. But the fitment now is quite flush. I was actually driving in front of him before, looking in my side view mirror. You could actually see the concave of the spokes kind of thing, so it definitely sits out a little bit. So yeah, it looks great. It's got the center caps, 265/35 tyres. So yeah, really transformed the car. Same looking wheel and all, but mainly the engine bay looks completely different. So yeah, really happy with it. I think it looks amazing. So yeah, I'll end the video there. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you like the video and definitely go check out Josh's Instagram. I'll put it on the screen now. Definitely needs some more followers because he's got a really nice looking car. So yeah, go give him a follow and also follow me as well. Put my Instagram there as well. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, I'll catch you later.